Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series on Chemical Engineering Thermodynamics 2. Myself Jaimin Pandya, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology. So let's continue with the chapter number 1, which is a phase equilibrium. So let's just recall what we have understand in previous lecture. So in previous lecture discussed about the isotope and their types. So there are mainly two types of isotope. First is a maximum boiling isotope and minimum boiling isotope. Maximum boiling isotope, which known as a negative deviation, and minimum boiling isotope is known as a positive deviation from ideality. So let's first understand what is meaning of isotope. Isotope is known as a constant boiling mixture. So we cannot separate by simple distillation. We have to use various techniques to break this isotope. And then discuss about the maximum boiling isotope and minimum boiling isotope. If solution have a higher boiling point, let's suppose the solution make of this A plus B two components. So component A has a 100 degrees Celsius boiling point, component B has a 110 degrees Celsius temperature. Now if you are going to mix this component and make solution M, the boiling point of this solution M is 115 then degrees Celsius, then we can say that it make maximum boiling point isotope. Maximum boiling point isotope, which means solution boiling point of solution is higher than their constituent. So there are two constituents. A has a 100 degrees Celsius, so 115 is higher than 100 and higher than 110 degrees Celsius. So can say that this is a maximum boiling isotope. Similarly, for the minimum boiling point isotope, if you are going to make a mixture of A and B, A has a 100 degrees Celsius temperature and B has a 110 degrees Celsius temperature. By mixing of these two components, we will get the M solution, and boiling point of this M is a 90 degrees Celsius. Then this type of mixture is the form of minimum boiling point isotope. We can also understand on basis of the vapor pressure for the maximum boiling point isotope and minimum boiling point isotope. Then we discuss about the other type of isotope such as a homogeneous isotope and heterogeneous isotope. So in homogeneous isotope, after the distillation, if we are collecting the distillate and if we are getting one phase, then we can say that this type of isotope is a homogeneous isotope. But if we are going to distillate and getting a distillate and condense the distillate, and we will get two phase and more than two phase, then we can say that it's exhibit a heterogeneous isotope. So now let's in this lecture we are going to discuss about the VLE quantitative behavior that can be understand from the TXY diagram, PXY diagram and retrograde condensation. So let's first talk about the VLE qualitative behavior. Vapor liquid equilibrium is a state of coexisting of liquid and vapor phase. In this qualitative discussion, we limit the consideration to system of the two chemical species because system of greater than complexity cannot be adequate and represent graphically. So we are just going to use two chemical species system, or can say that binary system. So VLE qualitative behavior can understand from three diagrams such as the TXY diagram, PXY diagram and PT diagram, which also known as the retrograde condensation. So let's first discuss about the TXY diagram. So let's first consider the various assumptions for this system. This system is made of two components, or can say that binary mixture. Then second assumption is mixture is ideal solution. So these both are assumptions for this system, and this third assumption is these both component. Let's suppose there is a component A and component B. This system made of this component A and B. These both components are miscible with each other, 100% miscible with each other. So let's talk about first TXY diagram. In TXY diagram, temperature is on this y-axis and xy is on this x-axis. So this is 0 and this is 1 for the component A, and this will become 0 and this will become 1. for this component B. So TA is the boiling point temperature of component 1, TB is the boiling point temperature of component B, and this is the various composition for the component A and component B, where X is a stand for the mole fraction of component in a liquid phase and Y stand for the mole fraction of component in vapor phase. So let's take this line A to J. Let's consider there is a system at A point where we are getting point 4. So here there will be point 6 component B. So if we are going to increase the temperature, then this solution becomes heat up at point B. First bubble of the solution will occur. So at this temperature, we can say that this is the bubble point temperature. So at the temperature where first bubble is created is known as a bubble point temperature. Now if we are going to make this line at different composition, let's suppose if we are going to take 0.5, then 0.6, 0.7, then it will be represent curve like this. So this that's why this curve is known as a Tx curve, or can say that bubble point curve. Similarly, if we are going to increase again temperature, we will get the liquid plus vapor equilibrium with each other, and again if we are going to increase the temperature, all the liquid is converted into the vapor. So when the all the liquid is converted into the vapor, or can say that last drop of liquid is converted into the vapor, then that point is known as a dew point. Or in other words, we can say that when the first dew is converted is known as a dew point temperature. So at which temperature first dew is converted or last drop of water is converted into the vapor, at that temperature is known as a dew point temperature. Again, if we are going to make this point with a different composition, we will get curve like this. So this becomes our dew point curve. Above dew point curve, this will be vapor, and below bubble point curve, there will be a liquid. And this whole process occurs at constant pressure. So if we are going to make the different composition at 1 atmosphere, let's suppose there will be a 1 atmosphere. So this whole process occurs at constant pressure. Then there will be a tie line. So if we are getting this tie line G2H, tie line is used for the find out data from liquid composition to vapor composition. So let's suppose if here we are getting a line at 0.01, so this will be 0.01A and this will become 0.09B. Now if we want to know about the what is vapor composition at this point, then we have to straight draw a line to the dew point curve, and here if we are getting dew point curve, and we will get the 0.4 and 0.6. So point A, or can say that component A in a vapor phase is a 0.4 and 0.6 is a vapor phase in component 0.6 component B in vapor phase. So this is how we can find out the vapor phase composition and liquid phase composition using this tie line. So this is how the TXY diagram works. Now let's discuss about the equilibrium diagram. So this is a equilibrium diagram, which is a X, which is a mole fraction of component A in liquid, and Y, which is a mole fraction of component A in vapor. So this is the ideal diagram for the ideal binary mixture. But if it exhibits a maximum or minimum boiling point, then it will be passed from this diagonal and look like this. So this is for the ideal system, and this is for the azeotropic mixture. So now let's discuss effect of pressure on TXY diagram. If we are going to increase the pressure, as we discussed in a previous slide, the whole process occurs at constant pressure at 1 atmosphere. Okay. So now if we are going to increase pressure from 1 atmosphere, let's suppose this process occurs at 1 atmosphere, then second is a 2 atmosphere, third one is a 3rd atmosphere, fourth is occurs at 4 atmosphere, and this fifth occurs at 5 atmospheric pressure. So if we are going to increase the pressure, the volatility of this component is decreased. So here we can, from image we can see here the gap between bubble point curve and dew point curve is decreased. So this is how the pressure is worked on TXY diagram. Volatility of the component is decreased by increase in pressure, and at this point is known as the critical point. So now let's discuss about the PXY diagram. In PXY diagram, process occurs at constant temperature, P on x-axis and xy, which means x, which means the mole fraction of liquid component, mole fraction of y, which means mole fraction of component A in a vapor phase. Then this 0 to 1 is for the component A. For if we want to write for component B, it becomes 0 to 1. Okay. So this is the vapor pressure of component B. This is the vapor pressure of component A. From graph can see that vapor pressure of component A is higher than component B. So if we are going to write the theory in point of view of exam, we have to first mention the which component have higher vapor pressure and lower vapor pressure. So here component A has a higher vapor pressure and component B has a lower vapor pressure compared to A. So let's suppose this mixture is made of two component, component A and B, which make mixture M or solution M, which is behave like ideally, and this all process occur at constant temperature. So at higher pressure, this mixture or can say that this solution in liquid phase. So let's suppose this is a liquid phase for the at higher pressure at this point C. Then if we are going to reduce the pressure, what happen? The solution is start to boil. When the first bubble created, then that point is known as a bubble point pressure for that particular pressure. Then if again we are going to decrease the pressure, the liquid and vapor becomes equilibrium with each other, and if we are going to again decrease the pressure, the all liquid is converted into the vapor. At that point known as or at that pressure is known as a dew point pressure. So below dew point curve there will be vapor, above the bubble point curve there will be liquid. Dew point curve which known as a PY curve, and bubble point curve which known as a PX curve. Between bubble point curve and dew point curve, liquid and vapor are equilibrium with each other. And this graph show the effect of the temperature on pressure as discussed in TXY diagram. Similarly for the PXY diagram, if we are going to increase the pressure, gap between these two bubble point curve and dew point curve will be decreased. So can say that the volatility of component will be decreased. Now let's discuss about the PT diagram, or can say that retrograde condensation. So here P is on y-axis and T is on x-axis. We already studied PT diagram in CET1 for the single component, which look like this, or this behavior of that component look like this for the ideal or pure substance. So this is PT diagram for the single component, where this PT diagram is for the solution or mixture, which behavior look like this. So let's suppose this is the point A. So this point A to B, or can say that A to C, where C is the critical point. Critical point which means pressure higher than critical pressure and temperature higher than critical temperature, and this MP denote the maximum pressure and this MT denote the maximum temperature. So this point A to C is a bubble point curve, and this point C to D is a dew point curve. As we discussed in a TXY and PXY diagram, above this bubble point curve there will be a liquid, where below this dew point curve we will get the vapor. So let's suppose this is the imaginary line, where above this line there will all liquid, and from this line there will be all vapor, and from this point to, let's suppose this will be point P. So from point C to P this inside area is a critical region for this solution. Now, normally what happens if we are going to decrease the temperature, what happens? Liquid is boiled and converted into the vapor. So, if we are going to suppose let this point B, here some point M. So, let's suppose at this point M there will be liquid. Now, if we are going to decrease the pressure at this point, first bubble is created and start the and solution start the boil. So it will make liquid plus vapor equilibrium with each other. Then again, if we are going to decrease the pressure, then this whole liquid is converted into the vapor, and we will get 100% vapor. So this is normal occurs in normal temperature and pressure. But if we are going look into the critical region, what happen? Let's suppose this point F. So above this point F, there will be a vapor. Now, if we are going to decrease the pressure, what happen? This vapor or this solution is try to liquefy to the point G. So maximum liquid at this point G. So there is maximum liquid at this point G. So if we are going to reduce the pressure, this vapor is converted into the liquid. So this condensation occurs reversely. That's why this phenomena is known as a retrograde condensation. In normal condition, what happens if we are going to reduce the pressure, it will be boiled and converted into the vapor. But in critical region, there is 100% vapor, and if we are going to reduce the pressure, this vapor is converted into the liquid. Okay, that's why here it's happens reverse condensation, which means retrograde condensation. Now again, if you are going to reduce the temperature, this liquid is again converted into the vapor to the point H, and again the all liquid is converted into the vapor, and we will get 100% vapor at here. So this is how the retrograde condensation works. The application of retrograde condensation is in petroleum industry, where petrol is in earth crust. There will be higher temperature and higher pressure, or can say that above the critical temperature and above the critical pressure. So in that earth crust, the situation like this critical region. So if we want to remove the petroleum from that earth crust, then we have to maintain this pressure where we can get liquefied petroleum. So this is all about retrograde condensation. So in this lecture, discuss about the VLE qualitative behavior, in which we are discuss about the TXY diagram, then discuss about the PXY diagram, effect of temperature on TXY diagram and equilibrium diagram, and also discuss about the PT diagram, which also known as a retrograde condensation. So this is all about today's lecture. I am completing my lecture here. Thank you.